Next question is for Julia. What scene did you find the most rewarding and or challenging? I don't know if they're one and the same, but.
They are the same. Eat your fucking fish. God, eat your fish, bitch. Really? Like 1,000 times. It was a challenge. And it was so rewarding.
What part was challenging?
Well, eat your fish, bitch, eat your fucking fish, eat your goddamn catfish, eat your fucking goddamn fish, bitch, you fucking catfish.
Sounds pretty easy.
Because, you know, Meryl wants her cues right. As well she should. And so Julianne and I were just white-knuckled through the whole thing. But she had us over the night before for some nice soup and a salad. We went over it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Chris, some of the actors touched on this, some of the actresses. How did the ensemble cast prepare together to portray the perfect dysfunctional family?
How did we prepare? Well, I don't know. I think the living situation helped that.
What was the living situation?
I think the general meeting place was at Meryl's. We had these, I don't know if it's already been mentioned, we had these condos. We were well into the countryside of Oklahoma, slightly outside of Bartlesville. And so hotels were hard to come by, thank God. And we found these just finished condos, and everybody was living next door to each other. And it was about this time last year. We were watching the presidential debates. We were watching the news on Hurricane Sandy, and some of the actors, Meryl and Abigail Breslin, who lived in New York, had been affected by the hurricane. And many nights we had potluck. I'd make my Italian broccoli rabe and chicken pasta, and Margot made a great chili, and Meryl had beautiful stuffed breasts of chicken, and we just made a little.
Yeah. Might have got out of a beautiful stuffed breast.
Not a movie, is it?
Just made a little family of it, and
that sounds like a good family, not a dysfunctional family.
Well,
and then you just fought over who's going to do the dishes.
If you throw it.
If you throw it, you start fighting.
If you eat it, you're happy. If you throw it, you're dysfunctional.
Okay. Dermot, do you have any funny anecdotes from shooting the movie, or maybe going to see a play? No, actually.
No, I've heard going to plays can be very rewarding. Really, I'd have to say, we did all sort of live in this cul-de-sac. So some of my favorite times were running lines or sitting for coffee. That one little convenient bench there that we enjoyed in the morning. But that scene, again, as Chris couldn't describe it better than Chris did. That was 4 days. Every word from the play is in the screenplay, is on the screen. Nothing got cut. So it's just such a rare experience. I likened Meryl's performance to like that scene in Spinal Tap where the amp goes to 11.
Mm-hmm. Now, does that mean when the way John has set the story out that you are working very closely to Tracy's language, and his language is very precise? Does that mean no riffing, no ad-libbing?
Yeah, no, well, you know, as you saw, I don't have a whole lot of lines, so that's cool. But Juliette and I managed to create a sort of a vast backstory.
Please? Yeah.
Oh, you guys are in the plays. You've heard about backstories. So we walked ourselves through that. It was pretty complex. But as you know, I played a sort of an outsider in the family. So for me, when they took the play and they put it outside and put me in a Ferrari, that was the good move, you know, to sort of, so it doesn't feel so claustrophobic. No. The Ferrari helped, don't you think? It helped me.
The whole film of it.
Yeah.
And is that, I mean, as an actor, not having the ability or the leeway, I know obviously you're going to do different scenes, different ways, but not having the leeway to improvise and to riff, is that some ways liberating that you just got to do what you got to do? Julia, or Margot, go ahead.
Well, when material is this good, there's no point in deviating. Yeah, because it feels so organic. And what are you gonna feel? Are you guys laughing at me?
No.
They are.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I don't know. Well, why would you improvise on this? I don't know. Yeah.
Margot?
Did I answer?
Yes,
Did I not answer a question?
Margot, do you have anything else?
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Margot, thank you.
I think that learn it and do it. I mean, that's really it. You got these kind of words, learn it and do it. Don't improvise.
Yeah, because
it is liberating. Too.
Yeah, it's liberating, and there was you know, it wasn't so set. You know, there was a lot of organic reaction to what was going on per take, and that's what I meant before when I said some of the laughter I think was, boy, from my point of view, for real. You know, from what I saw coming from the table and from other actors, it was just pretty real.
So much of this movie is a slow build. I'm curious if you were able to shoot even vaguely chronologically in terms of story, or did you kind of skip all over the place?
God, what did we
Does
do?
anybody remember?
I think originally
it was mostly chronological.
Yeah.
Vaguely chronological.
Yeah, I think originally
vaguely
the intention was.
Chronological-ish.
Well, that's what he said.
No, you're right.
I was taking his words, but they suddenly turned my microphone way up. And I sounded like God. It was vaguely chronological.
Yes. Our next question is for Julianne. What was the best part of filming on location?
I think what Margot said before, just being in the place that the play was written about. You can't fake the planes. You can't fake that drive to work every day and the magical sunset every night and just the feeling of beauty and isolation everywhere.
Was it as hot on location? Or were you guys out of the summer?
It was not that hot.
But
There's a lot of,
it was hot in the beginning.
There's a lot of this.
That was acting, though. That was acting.
That's right.
But it was hot.
They took spray bottles and made it look like we were hot, too.
A lot of face touching.
But it was hot in the beginning.
Yeah.
Come, people, it was hot in the beginning.
It was hot in the
Get
beginning.
your story straight. It wasn't Margot, feel my back, but it was hot. Was it really Meryl's idea to live together, or was that just a circumstance of accommodation? Or was that a good story?
Yeah, that was.
With Julia?
Thought we should all live together initially. Oh yeah, I think that was her idea.
Well, we got really cheap condos.
Well,
Yeah.
we got some weird condos.
Did she get the best condo?
No, they were all the same. So.
They weren't all the same.
I love.
No.
No.
Not all the same.
And let me just say, I looked in just about every one of them.
A question for George, and we talked a little bit about this.
When I moved in, the people that put me in mind said, "We think this one is really the nicest one."
And Margot said, I'll be the judge of that.
That's when you suspect.
I suspect there's something better.
Yeah. Let me see Meryl's.
Let me look at
Meryl's.
Let me look at Julia's.
You know who had the best one? Abigail.
Well, she'd earned it in all those years that she's put in. I mean, that's almost 6 years.
You shouldn't let him drink before he comes out.
years.
Note to self. Harvey, write that down. Nothing for Dermot.
6 long years of acting.